Hi, everybody. It's Anna. So this is an unscheduled live stream. I considered just recording a video and uploading it, but then I thought, well, I'll just go live in case anybody's here and wants to interact with me. So I do realize that I missed yesterday's new moon. I beg your grace around that. I'm trying a pattern where I work for a week and I'm off for a week. So when I'm off for a week, sometimes I'll still do like the tarot story, or I'll still do the live streams, but sometimes I don't. So, you just catch me whenever I'm around, just like right now, I'm showing up, right? But the reason I'm going online right now is because someone reached out to me this morning and told me that there is, I guess, an account on Facebook that's using my name, my work, and basically scheduling appointments, tarot appointments with people. And then this person actually went ahead and paid for a reading and then got scammed. So I didn't know anybody was out there doing this. I feel like I'm kind of small potatoes, so I I didn't really expect anybody. I know big content creators often have that kind of things happening with them, but I just didn't know it was happening with me. And also, I'm not that vigilant. But anyway, so I did respond to that person who said they had gotten scammed, and I just want to give just a basic understanding of if you want to work with me, what you can expect, right? So I do have a Gmail email, which is listed under all my videos, and that's how you can reach out to me. So that's my email. So if you're going to reach out to me, and even if you reach out to me on some other platform, I will redirect you to that email just so I can keep track of people. So that's what you can expect from me. If you reach out to me on my Gmail account, I'll reach out to you and explain what my process is, and then we move from there. So I always, when people reach out to me, I give them kind of my little spiel of how I offer readings. My readings are always, what I offer is spiritual healing with the tarot, which is a spread combined with a meeting with me. So we actually meet online and have a conversation and possibly some healing work around that meeting we had, around the spread that I pulled for you. So that's sort of what I offer. I also offer a sliding scale, $75 to $200. So you can see that from me. If you don't see a sliding scale, if someone's saying, oh, $500 or any just standard amount, that's not me, because I offer a sliding scale. And thirdly, if you reach out to me and we decide we're going to meet, I will send you a time. We'll schedule an appointment. I always schedule an appointment and validate the appointment before I would send an invoice. Okay. So I don't require you to send me money in order to schedule with you. We would have a whole conversation before I would schedule an appointment and then send you the invoice as sort of the final piece. And fourthly, I think I've done three things. Fourthly, I just give you the invoice and you pay it whenever you want, which means some people like to pay an invoice in advance of the meeting. Some people wait till after the meeting. I have one person who owes me for 2 meetings. Has never paid me for 2 meetings. So what I'm trying to say is I don't require payment in advance. So we can actually meet and everything before you pay me. And if you don't pay me, I'm not coming after you. So, because as far as I'm concerned, your investment, when you give me money, the investment is in you. You're investing in your own healing. I have tried to do this work for free and it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work, I believe, is there has to be energetic engagement from both sides. And the transfer of money from you to me is sort of the investment in the process. And so if I'm just showing up doing my thing, but you're not showing up energetically, I'm not saying there can't be some benefit, but I think the kind of benefit I want to bring to the world, the impact is thwarted. But that's also why I have the sliding scale, because I feel like you need to decide what energetic investment works for you. It's not me to tell you, oh, well, for you to get benefit, you got to pay me $150. It's for you to say, this feels like the right energetic engagement for me that will give me the benefit that I want, right? So that's why it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. That's fair to say. It doesn't matter to me if people don't pay me afterwards, because I believe money is just energy and the universe is going to send me energy. If I'm doing my thing in the world and I'm doing the best I can and using and being faithful to what I'm here to do, I will get the energy back in some form. It doesn't have to come from this exact person. And secondly, if people don't pay me, they're really just not investing in themselves, which is not my responsibility to solve. I mean, if people are not following through with their commitment to themselves, that's really on them. I can't be all vigilant and like pushing people to do something for themselves that they're not able or willing to do right now. That really is their spiritual path. So I mean to say is I'm very hands off around you have to negotiate your own relationship to your healing. I'm here to help. I will cheerlead. I will give you all of my love and all of my support to make it happen, but you have to love you too. And part of loving you is following through with the commitments that you need to move forward. Okay. So, that being said, I just want you to know that's how you can reach out to me. That's what you can expect from me. If you do reach out to me, you will get this kind of engagement. I will write to you. We'll talk back and forth. We'll come up with a plan. I will send you an invoice, and then it's up to you to pay the invoice whenever it makes sense for you to do so. I do send out reminders like every month. I'll go back in the last month and I'll send out reminders to people who haven't paid me. Because one time I went like for 4 months without getting paid. And I didn't even notice it until like 3 or 4 months later. And it was a regular client and she was really upset that I hadn't reminded her. So I did, and it stressed her out because she was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't paid you." So I didn't want to do that. I want to be faithful. I do have a process now in place to remind people if you're a month overdue, I'll probably send an invoice. And usually that's more for my regular clients because they meet with me every month. Okay. All that being said, when this person reached out to me, and told me this was happening, I of course asked this person, I said I was sorry this had happened to them. And they were feeling, scammed and unhappy about it, which I understand. But I asked them to, like, if they had reported this to Facebook, and if they could give me the details, I could report Facebook. I'm willing to follow through and sort of address this in whatever way I can. I mean, as far as Facebook goes, I will say that I don't believe any real benefit can come from scamming people. I think you can get money, but money is not actually the solution we think it is. I think, if you're even if you have lots of money, but you're not feeling in your flow and your purpose and your calling, you don't get security. You don't feel happy. Money doesn't give you security or happiness, although we think it will. It doesn't. So I feel like there's no real benefit to receiving money if it's not attached to also the investment of gift. So I don't know how much these scammers are benefiting. I'll just say that. But I will say this person did invest, right? This person did intend to invest in their healing or in their expansion, and that's why they made the payment. So I have offered to do a spread for this person who paid somebody else, and that's because I'm here to put my gift into the world. Okay, I'm here to put my gift in the world. No harm can ever come from me offering my gift in the world, and the reason I ask people to pay is because I believe they need to invest. The investment is necessary for them to invest, for them to get the benefit of our meeting. So this person did invest. So I'm going to go ahead and offer my gift because they did invest. So I hopefully, because they did invest, there was the intention and the follow through of investment that I will then follow through as well. Because screw them, screw a scammer, right? like just because this person kind of got tricked by another person and doesn't mean that their investment and I'm not saying they can't get investment without me stepping in. Like, whenever you get scammed or you get tricked, there's always an opportunity to learn something, to kind of feel into your body and to forgive yourself, to give yourself grace. All of those are really lovely things. And I did say that in the email, like, give yourself grace, don't beat yourself up for this because, after we get embarrassed or we get hurt, I think the worst thing we can do, it's a very normal thing for humans to do, but the worst thing you do is then beat yourself up because it's like you're adding insult to injury. Like, I already feel bad. Let's beat me up some. So I asked her, I don't know if it's a he or she, I suggested this person give themselves grace. But on top of that, I also offered to give, to complete a spread for them. And if they want to meet, I could try to meet with them. I have a little less flexibility with meeting people. I mean, I can do it, but so I'm going to give them the spread and then see if they want to meet. And if they want to meet, I'll meet with them. So I want to say that as far as I'm concerned, an investment if I hear about it, if you let me know about it, an investment in yourself, even if it accidentally goes to somebody who's not me, is still a valid investment. And if you let me know, I will try to make it right for you. And But even if I can't, even if you don't reach out to me, you choose not to, you can make it right for yourself. Like not making even a mistake. I don't like the word mistake because it implies that we've done something wrong. Um, Hitting unexpected challenges is part of being a human. And this person actually said, I feel like I'm the fool reverse. The fool is that sort of lively childlike energy who's like, yeah, I believe in magic. And the fool is really important. I talk about the fool a lot in the major arcana. It's the intuition. That's the magical part of ourselves that's journeying through the planet, right? We do not want to lose the fool. We definitely don't want to become jaded and like get in the fool's way, because our mind's saying, yeah, that was dumb. We need to be smart. We need to be clever. We need to be realistic. We do want the mind to engage. We want the mind to be engaged, right? So what I'm saying is, like, the reversal of the fool is kind of like, now you're not really engaging reality at all. So we don't want to do that, but we want to have a nice balance. So I thought I'd come on and explain to you, like, if your mind's doing due diligence and saying, okay, I want to work with Anna, what would that look like? I'm giving you what it would look like. So your mind can check it off. Okay, she wrote me through Gmail. There's the invoice from PayPal, so your mind goes, yeah, that's legit, so that your mind feels like it can make good choices, right? But ultimately, the mind's choices are about enabling the intuition to do what it wants to do. So I would hate the thought that somebody, because they hit this challenge where there's a scammer pretending to be me, and they invested and felt really stupid and they beat themselves up. I'm not saying this person's doing that. I'm just saying I would hate that would set them back. Like, now I got to like beat myself up and recover from beating myself up and feel silly and feel dumb. And like, I don't want to reach out again. I mean, I really think that, we don't want to do that. We want to process whatever the unexpected challenge happens, or the pain happens, or the betrayal, whatever happens. We want to be able to go, yep, that happened. Let's heal it. Let's process it. Let's learn from it, and let's move on. Let's release it so that we can go back to being that merry, happy fool, taking a journey on the planet and continue our expansion and abundance. So that's all I had to say. Oh, see, Jesse said, oh, it's not an eclipse live. Definitely a message on boundaries and worthiness. Yeah. Let me talk about boundaries. It's just a touch from this. And worthiness too. I'm inherently worthy. I say that because I've worked on it. I've worked in a lot. So when someone doesn't pay me, I know it's not because I didn't show up. I'm like, you know what? I showed up. They're not showing up. So there is a really important navigate, and that's something the mind makes, right? That's a navigation of the mind. That's why it's important for the mind to work in concert with intuition, right? Because the mind falsely equates getting paid with worthiness, right? I mean, totally. That's the world we live in. If you make more money, you're more worthy. You're more valuable. If you don't make any money, you're worth less because you're not contributing in a way that gets you paid, right? And all of us struggle with this. All my clients struggle with this. It's an ongoing challenge where the mind has made a false equation because the world has given us that false equation. It took me a long, long time to separate the two and say, I'm showing up with my best all the time, right? And I know what I do has power and impact. Whether people can receive it, how they respond to it is entirely somebody else's challenge of their own worthiness. Now, they're worthy too, but did they believe it? And I think, for example, people who have failed to follow through in paying me, they're struggling with their own sense of worthiness. Are they worth the investment in themselves? And I can definitely cheer someone and encourage someone around that, but it is work you have to do internally. It is the negotiation of the mind letting go of this false equivalency and choosing a different paradigm, a different mindset. And boundaries, I think, are quite similar in that, okay, no, it's actually the same thing if you think about it, because boundaries are just the validation of my own worthiness. Right? That's all it is. I'm saying, oh, yeah, I'll do this because it matches, because my energy is valuable and worthy in the world. And what is worth my worthiness? What is worth my investment? And so I think part of the navigation of the mind is saying, yeah, what is worth my time? What is worth my energy, right? Boundaries are not, in my world, are not about protecting me from other people. I think there's a time in our lives where that is an important way to use boundaries, because we're not really confident we're not really confident in our own worthiness yet. So we have to kind of create boundaries that are sort of advocating for worthiness. But hopefully, ultimately, the worthiness is sort of settled in your being. And now you know that's not a worthy use of my investment. So the boundaries are less about keeping people to behave a certain way and more about I am now kind of uh, what is the word? Not cataloging. Ugh, I lose my words now that I'm 50. Um, broadcasting. I'm now broadcasting my message of worthiness in the world. So so with this scammer, for example, whoever they are, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. It's really their journey that they have to navigate on by themselves. And in addition, I don't really care if they use my content because my content isn't the content I create is not mine. It's free. I'm happy to put it in the world. It's good for me to create it. I benefit just from creating it. And let's say it's in the world. Let's say 1,000 people steal my content and put it in the world. Well, then maybe 1,000 people, 100,000 people get access to that. That wouldn't if it was just me. So again, it's not about I'm trying to control my content. That's not how I experience boundaries. I'm not protecting myself. There's no danger from this scammer. There's only opportunity if my mind is flexible enough to do it. And that's to me, that's the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is that card. It's right in the middle of the major arcana. It's the turning point of the major arcana. The message that steps before the Wheel of Fortune are all kind of external. You're externally locating yourself in the world. And after the Wheel of Fortune, everything goes internal. Like all the lessons become subtle and internal. And the Wheel of Fortune is like the lesson there is, can you see that things are always working out for you? Like every challenge has a blessing. Every blessing has nutrition. So can you, when things go your way, can you receive it knowing that it's going to flow away again? Like just enjoy it while it's here without grasping it. And also, can you not resist the challenges that are unexpected that you don't want? And that's if you can do that, if you can relax, if your mind can relax, because that's a mind challenge, the mind learning how to let go of what it thinks things are supposed to look like and instead engage what's in front of it in a way that is not fearful and not anxious. If you can do that, then you are able to transition from kind of focusing on how do I work in the world into kind of the deeper lessons of how do I navigate my spiritual path. So I feel like because I've done this for so long, I think my mind is usually pretty good at Wheel of Fortune. It's able to go, okay, here's a scammer. What's the opportunity? And I thought this morning, well, the opportunities I can share. What I can share with you guys, how you can reach out to me, what can you can expect, what it would look like, and as well as sort of hitting on the idea that, you know, this is not something I would want or expect or anticipate, but it's good for me. And hopefully it'll even be good for this person who reached out to me. Maybe, I can send a spread to them and maybe they can feel loved and blessed and able to like release the mistake they've made and move on to blessing. Anyway, that's all I had to say today. Yes, you're right. I don't have any clips. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't do a moon thing this time, but I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll do the full moon next time. See you then. Bye.